Alright, here it comes, updated deck list. Well, deck tag for Abzan combos. Here you see me like laying out the cards according to their mana costs. Not sure if I want that cycle lands from Amonkhet at all. You do want all the fetches for sure because of cards like Tireless Tracker and perhaps Titania as well. You do want to have a bunch of 1-drops because a lot of time you win just by curving out. So you have all the mana dorks, but you don't actually want to play too many of them. You have the Seer, and I think Carrion Feeder is also like a fine inclusion because I wanted like a second sacrifice outlet for the combos. Cards like Tidehouse Color, Galactic are pretty much necessary. You need some disruption. Basically, they're better than stuff like Spellskite. Voice is pretty good. Quasar Pride Match is a must. Safi actually combos off with Revelark and Seer, and yeah, just a good value card, but also a combo piece. Can basically establish a infinite combo chain. What else? Smuggler's Sculpture is actually pretty good because it allows you to loot for your deck pretty well, but also at the same time, be somewhat aggressive if needed. Then Protectory, really like that card because the deck really wants everything that's remotely resembling Eternal Witness, because I play all the combos. Fauna Shaman is phenomenal in this deck. A friend of mine even plays it in his Naya Zoo to find all the weird hate beers. You don't really want a bunch of manlands in the deck. You do want all the duels, all the fetches, not too many basics. Basically, one swamp, one plains, and something like Free Forests. Whispered Wood Elemental is phenomenal in this deck. Really like the card. Basically, does a lot of work. Weltal Archangel, I think, and Gawane is one of the few careless value lands you want. Sin Collector is actually quite needed, I think, because of all sorts of things. All the 1-mana discard spells are good in this deck, including Duress. All the swords and paths are necessary. Reclamation Sage is essential. Stuff like Fran and Zigard are very crucial. I like Angela Sanctions more than some like Fraction Revoker, just because it's a better card on its own. You don't want Tassigrun here as well, I think. Murderous Card is fine. You can play more Planeswalkers if you want. I think 4-mana Gideon is quite okay. Probably want to start with that. Then perhaps the 3-mana Lily from Eldritch Moon is probably the next one you want to play, and then Garco Rendless, also pretty good. Sage Rhino I think is pretty necessary for this deck, as well as stuff like Abrupt Decay, Anguish and Making. Vindicate is missing here. Billoware fetches you up like a lot of cool stuff. At the very least, it's like Reclamation Sage, Eternal Witness, all kinds of jazz. Grim Haruspex is another cool card I've been pretty happy with. It kind of functions sort of as a Big Bishop as well, but well, it does allow you to gain a lot of cards, and you don't want to actually play something like Read the Bones or what's the other one, Painful Truths, just because you do need to check out the math for the cards like Collected Company and so on. So you don't want all duels, you do want the mana to work well. I think you don't need more than Wasteland. You do need Knight of Requiem in the deck. You do need a bunch of tutors. I think Red Stronghold is another careless value non-basics that you can afford to put in here, but do not overdo those. Mother Fruits is something to consider, but I don't want to go like too much into the protection package because you can play an aggressive like mid-range game. So I don't want cards that are mediocre on their own when you don't draw like the right piece of the combo like too fast. Trying out these 3-mana like flip enchantment that becomes a gas cradle in the deck. Sullen Rivalry is essential. Then this 3-mana artifact that allows you to scry and draw an extra card when you cast creatures is also like phenomenal. Really like that one too, because you play all the Aladramri's calls and Diabolic Tutors and stuff like that. Here I put like some replacements in addition to those, or instead of those. But yeah, Green Set Zenith is cool. Then you can afford to play Dryad Arbor. Summoner's Pact is okay because a lot of value creatures or combo pieces are green. Corsair Crewfix is another draw engine. Basically, I've came back to all those mid-range creatures just because when you play against Mono Red or anything aggressive or any Zoo style deck, you really miss those, and once you actually check that off your list in terms of how the deck, your deck functions and the matchups it can win, like all those aggressive red matchups, then you can start to work on the control matchups, and thanks to all kinds of Oblivion Rings and Maelstrom Pulse and Vindicates and Making and so on, so you're kind of okay versus control because you also feature some discard spells with and Scholar and Sin Collector and so forth. So the deck is pretty sweet, quite fun to pilot. You have like some flexible slots and a bunch of interesting cards that could be in a deck, like Abzan Charm, because you do play Corridor Quelling in all the tutors, but you don't have to overdo those. Renegade Raillery is interesting because it's kind of like Witness, but it can ramp you, return back a Fetchland or something like that. Return back a Copter, that's pretty cool because you need Spike Feeder. Evolutionary Lip is also like another pretty cool card, as well as the Eldritch Evolution, so all the cards like Kitchen Things are obviously there as well. Yeah, very cool deck. Hope you enjoy this. Leave any questions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Sorry for the resolution, but well, tried my best. Hoped everything was more or less clear. See you next time. Bye.